Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stockwatch, and let's get ready for Thursday, the 18th of May. After hours tonight, Cisco reported earnings, and the stock pushed down as they didn't meet or beat expectations. Also, Cisco is doing additional restructuring, layoffs of 1,100 workers, and that was on Cisco, and you can see it was down after hours. The next thing, RPRX had an offering after hours, so that means they're going to be diluting, putting more shares out there and diluting, and as you can see, that stock moved down also. FANG stocks today, Google was down over 2%, Amazon down over 2%, Facebook down over 3%, and Netflix down over almost 4% for the day. And let me see what else. INCY was up after hours. They had news out, and you can read that for yourself here. Okay, and CYTR had news after the bell, and this is an under $1 stock, and you see that it popped up on CYTR. And let's see what else do I have as far as news. SNDX, which was very strong today. SNDX was rising in after hours. You see this big move it had during the regular market hours, up over $15, pulled back, and then is gliding back up to $14.50 in after hours. Let's see, PBYI. And once again, this is a 5-minute after hours chart in case you're new. And so PBY had news after hours, study in metastatic breast cancer. Not much of a move after hours, but was up throughout the day today, PBYI. And we're going to go through the daily charts on some of these names too. ELOS missed on revenues, missed on earnings. ZTO beat by 1 cent, but I believe that was down also. So these are some of your earnings plays that were down in after hours tonight. Zyop had news after the bell. Nothing much going on there in the after hours. Some purchases after hours. WAAS CEO purchased 16,500 shares on WAAS. HIV CEO purchased HIVE CEO purchased 40K at 4:30. Let's just take a look at that, see if anything's going on there after hours. A little bit of a pop after hours on HIVE. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to go over. Pandora was up. Sirius Radio might be interested. Discussions to acquire struggling Pandora, and that's right here. All right, and that was from the New York Post. P is up in after hours, and as you can see, it popped up here. Some earnings before the open tomorrow. We have BABA, B-A-B-A. Reporting earnings tomorrow. Another retailer, BKE, reporting earnings. That's the Buckle. Let me see if there's anything else. Walmart, another retailer, reporting earnings tomorrow morning. Children's Place, another retailer, reporting earnings tomorrow. PLCE, and I'm getting that from right here. Let me highlight it for you. Some earnings before. Ralph Lauren, RL. Okay, that will be reporting earnings tomorrow. And then some earnings after the close. Autodesk right here. Salesforce, CRM, AMAT, AMAT. Roast, another retailer. And GPS, Gap Stores, that's another retailer. Okay, so some important retailers coming out tomorrow. After the bell and before the bell. And let's see, DXCM CEO was on Kramer tonight. Not much reaction in the after hours. After hours, President Trump said that Russian investigation would confirm that there was no collusion between his campaign and any foreign entity, after the Justice Department named former FBI Director Robert Mueller as special counsel to oversee the probe. So this is what, folks are saying is what set the market off, this morning as far as the selling goes, and we'll get into that more. I look forward to this matter concluding quickly, Trump said in a statement. So, people were talking about impeachment this morning, and this was really going to hamper Trump. So we'll see what's going to happen. Tonight, the Japanese GDP came out, and we'll just take a quick look at the futures here. Bring this over. And we have the Dow futures up 33. We have the S&P up 6. And we have the NASDAQ futures up close to 17 points in the overnight session so far on the Japanese GDP, and also, I guess, on Trump's statement. So that gets you a little bit caught up of what's going on from today. And so let's go ahead, and I'm going to give you some stocks that I'm watching. But just before I do that, let's just look at the SPY. Let's see where we are right here. This solid blue line here is the 50 SMA, and we are below that. But with the futures up, depending on how they open it, we could clear that back up, pretty easily. IWM. This was the weaker index during the week. It hadn't been pushing up to recent highs, and so IWM is now below the 50 SMA. IWC, which is your smaller micro cap stocks, was also on the weakish side. The strongest one was the Qs, and as you can see, that was in a grind up near that 140 mark, and then we fell close to 3% in the Qs today. So let's see, GLD gold was up today, close to 2% GLD. IYT, which is the transports, and that was down over 3% today, and we're coming near this 200 SMA, the green line you see there. Let me think, DJ30, and this is coming down back near the 20,500 mark, and the 100 SMA is right there. So we'll see if that can act as support for the Dow Jones. The VIX jumped really big today. I mean, they were just, I think, just looking for anything to sell off this market, and it happened to be the VIX, and the VIX went up over 46%, 46.38%. And you see how it was, basing around this, $10, and then all of a sudden we get this gap up, and now we're up here near, 16. So the VIX was doing nothing, and now it's doing something. So that's the VIX. And let's go through some stocks I'm going to have on watch. Now, we'll see what's going to happen in the morning, so don't hold me to any of these stocks, but I'm looking for strength. I actually shorted today. I shorted OMER on a short today, and I shorted this. Tried to get up over 17. I shorted this on a break of 16.89, and I got a nice push down on OMER, so a short seemed appropriate today with the market going down. And that was one of my better trades. And then I did a trade on GLBS, and I lost a few pennies on that one. And not much of my stuff triggered today. So, but this was one of my better entries for a short, and so I got a nice, trade out of that. Okay, so some stocks on watch for tomorrow, and we'll look at the daily. But if you're new, before I go through all these charts, here's a 15-minute, this is an hourly chart, this is the weekly, and this is the 5-minute pre and post. And I just don't want you to think I trade, do this off of a daily chart. So, I look at other time frames also. We just don't have time to go into all that right now. All right, so first one up is going to be BDSI, and actually had an upgrade. I think $4 price target, but I forget by who, but it did have an upgrade, and had 1.4 million shares. So we're looking for a break of the highs, perhaps over 210, 212 on BDSI. CCCR, this one popped today, 3 million shares, so this one's back in play for tomorrow. CETX had news this morning and popped up, 15 million shares traded. And so we'll see if this one can get back over maybe 405. So CETX will be on watch. Let me just go back to CCCR. I'm thinking on this one over, 230, might get interesting again. $2.30 on CCCR. Let's see. Colgate-Palmolive had rumors circulating around it, chatter. The CEO said he'd be willing to sell for $100 a share. So this one had over 18 million shares, and you see that big pop there. So maybe this might get interesting tomorrow if there's a pullback in the name. CYTR. This was the one that after hours had some news. It's under $1, and look at my 5-minute after hours chart here. So we'll see if this will be in play tomorrow with this pop. The daily, doesn't look like anything, but seeing that news after hours. EPZM had not a lot of shares, but close to 500,000 shares. So I'll have it on watch. And we'll see if this can break out over the highs. Biotech stock, 1685. So over 1685, maybe we'll get this 17 break, 1690 area. FBIO still messing around with this $4 spot here. So not much volume today, but it seems like it's been resting. And we'll see if we can get a break of $4. It did go up to 405. So we'll see if we can get over that. GLYC, lower volume stock, but did have, on a down day, this was getting some buying in the name, but now it's up here at the 100 SMA. We'd probably have to break this 550 spot on some volume. Not a favorite on that one. GNC had insider purchases, and so keep this one on watch. 3 million shares traded, $7 stock. If it can take out, 725, 730, or if it sets up intraday, you see it's kind of turning up here, trying to get back over the 50 SMA blue line. GNVC, not much volume in this name at all, but it is kind of holding up. It's had a run, so this is not a favorite, but I'm just putting it out there. If it can get over 755, 750, maybe volume will come in on this one. It's given some big pops here, but we'll see. GSAT, you see the volume the last few, weeks and days. If this can get back over the high today of, say, 245, it's 241 was the high, but maybe 245, if it can clear that, it might get a continuation move. I did get a trade earlier in the week in this one, and so I'm keeping it on watch. LB reported earnings after the bell. It's one of those retailers. And you see the pop here in L Brands, Victoria's Secret. So we'll see if there's any kind of continuation. I guess it's kind of going to depend on, what Walmart does tomorrow and some of those other retailers that have earnings out. I'm also going to keep Macy's on watch to see maybe if this put in a bottom here on Macy's. So if Walmart comes out with decent earnings, Target had earnings after this morning. And you see Target, turned around. So this is another one you can keep on watch, TGT. And I'll actually add this to my list. TGT. And get rid of that. All right, so Target. Next one up, Twitter, right? We had this big, move up. And we're pulling back to the 13 EMA. We'll see if we can get, a reversal in this. If you notice, I couldn't get above the 400 EMA. That's the dotted purple line here. If you put a line anywhere, obviously something's going to hit it, but I like these on my charts. You can use them too. And we'll see if this wants to reverse. They have that guy Biz, I forget his last name, but he's rejoining the Twitter company, and maybe Dorsey's going to leave and just concentrate on SQ, which is Square. All right, so we'll see. So Twitter is one to watch. It's had strength. It's pulled back. Maybe some people might be interested in getting back in this one or getting into it. Wayfair, that they sell furniture on a down day. This held and held up. 1.8 million shares. We'll see if there's any kind of continuation move in Wayfair. 62.15. So, we'll see if this sets up intraday on the name. It's above all the moving averages, and considering how the market was down today, that's quite an accomplishment. WBMD, another one that was up today, and so had over 2 million shares. See if we can get a trade on this one. WBMD will be on watch, kind of breaking out of this base here, and see what that wants to do tomorrow. WKHS was actually up almost 5% for the day, trying to clear this 100 SMA. So we have a high here of 338, maybe 340 is enough, or you can wait for it to clear this 350 spot. Volume a little bit low, but it was up and green for the day, so that's interesting. All right, folks, I'm going to keep this one short because we did have over a 300 point down day, so it's not going to give you a lot of stuff to look at. Keep it simple. Play smaller right now. Don't take big share size. You may have to give stuff a little wider stop, and be safe out there. All right, let's get ready for May 18th. That's Thursday. And thank you very much for listening. This has been Zozo Stock Watch. Have a great evening.